Hey everybody, thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I Am Gaming Podcast, a podcast that examines and explores the field of the gaming industry, entrepreneurship and gaming nostalgia. In this episode, I will talk about an interesting topic, a topic that you voted actually for on my Twitter account through a small poll that I held a few days, actually yesterday, not a few days ago. 11 votes so far. I know that doesn't sound like too much, but this is a small podcast, and you decided that we or I should be talking about staying a content creator, or why and how you can stay in the content creation arena instead of simply just dropping it like yesterday news. If you're a first time viewer, thank you so much for deciding to listen to what I have to say, and that's really awesome, so you rock. If you already listened to this podcast, please check out my Patreon page and consider becoming a supporter. I would really appreciate it if you could spare $1 per month for me. As you can see, you would be the first one to do it. It's a really sad story, I know, but hey, every beginning is hard, and Rome wasn't built in a day, but in like 2000 years, and then it was sacked by a range of different nations. But we'll leave that out of this analogy, and instead check out the Patreon page. Link is in the description below. If you decide to support me with $1, or hey, who knows, maybe even more, I will be eternally grateful to you. And also, maybe if you want, I'll use or provide you with some of those perks that are in the list of perks. So before we get into the today's topic, I want to give a small shout out to a really cool gaming initiative you should check out. This initiative is a new type of two-sided game development competition or game jam called Scorespace. The link is in the description below. Check it out. It is aiming to bring together both game developers and streamers. It sounds really interesting. If you do create games, if you do create gaming content, I think you should give it a look and see if this is something that would make you want to participate, or at least follow it in some way or another. The link, as I said, is in the description below. It's a Twitter page. You can see and explore everything else from that page, including a really interesting and descriptive page on itchy.io. So do check it out. I think any game dev should consider and think about game jams, especially if there are indie solo developers. These can be a huge chance for you, so maybe this too will be something you might be interested in. Now, let's go to the actual topic of today's podcast. Staying in content development. Staying a content creator. Now, becoming a content creator, even though it might sound different, is actually pretty easy. You simply think about it, and then you just do it. More and more people are doing the same. This was maybe something that was exotic a few years ago or a decade ago. Today it's anything but. Literally millions of people are doing it. They're streaming their games, they're creating video game content on YouTube, like clips, and everything and anything in between. You have a lot of platforms that are actually supporting you in this effort, providing you with your voice, from Facebook gaming to YouTube as the oldest alternative, to Twitch as one of the fastest growing, and now Mixer, which is also trying to attack both Twitch and YouTube and bring more streamers to their side. You probably saw the big transfers, including Ninja or Shroud, who moved through Mixer. All of this is a part of a growing pie of money and relevance that is gaming content creation. This pie will continue to grow, and that's why big companies are fighting so desperately to keep their platforms both alive and try to grow and expand them. But while these platforms and content creation as a, let's say, a part of the gaming industry will continue to exist, a lot of streamers will simply drop off. They will fade out. Content creators of all kind drop out and drop away from the scene all of the time. You probably knew that before. You saw some of your favorite big names do something like that, take a sabbatical or a hiatus and never come back. And this is no excuse. This isn't a particularly unusual scenario for any level of content creation in terms of popularity. So you can be really small, you can be really big, and anything in between. There is a big chance that you'll someday simply just want to opt out. Now, here's my here are my thoughts on all of that, and maybe reasons why you should consider acting and doing something different. Now, first point, making content is fun. Gaming content, it's clearly fun. You play games, you enjoy them, you share that, and everyone's happy, right? Yeah, but doing that on a steadfast basis is not so much fun. It's demanding, it takes time, it takes effort. Even if you make really bad videos like yours truly, you still need to do it and devote your time and energy to the same process to get it done. Even if you just click on that stream button, you have everything set up, you still need to have that drive to do it instead of simply playing the game for yourself and not record it. Now, the problem with that is that you usually, and many people, start off with their intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation in this case means that you're driven by some kind of internal mechanism or process that also provides you with satisfaction. You want to share your love with gaming, that's fine. However, the problem with that is that you always, or not always, but most often, have other objective goals. So the simplest objective goal is to have somebody watch the thing you do. Live streaming, videos, whatever. You want to share the things you love with the world, and you want the world to see it. You don't want to have 0 views, 0 viewers, because hey, that means that your effort is kind of pointless. Those objective goals, unlike intrinsic motivations, are defined and they're defined by other people's decisions about your content, whether or not they'll watch it, enjoy it, and so forth. Usually, when that doesn't happen, disappointment slowly but surely creeps in. The same is true, for example, for growth. If you want to see your channel growing, if you want to see every week or month a bit more people coming to your content, which is completely normal and completely expected, but a lot of content creators don't have this as a clear goal. And when you don't have clear goals, you usually are on the path of disappointment, because life, fate, flying spaghetti monster, and anything else will rarely provide you with things you want if you don't realize what you're actually looking for. So, for example, you might want to see growth, and you have a YouTube channel, and each week you get 1 new subscriber. That means every month you get 4 or 5 new subs. So that means that in a year you'll be 60 to 70 subs bigger. Now, this is constant growth, but for many it would be too little to actually appreciate, and you would be more inclined to a mindset that says, hey, nobody's watching me, nobody cares, the things I do get are irrelevant. Or maybe you will be completely satisfied with that and play the long game, and you say, okay, this year 60, next year 100, year after that 300, everything's cool. Both alternatives and any other alternative is fine, as long as you know what you're looking for. If you don't, any number might end up being a disappointment, because you can always look at some other content creator and say, that person provides and gets much more, and you'll be always right unless you're PewDiePie or whoever. So, the important thing to stay a content creator is to realize what you're actually looking for from those objective goals. Small growth, big growth, you don't even have to look for growth. Maybe you want to just connect with people, a small number of people, 5, 7, 10, whatever, and create meaningful, deep connections, make friendships, play games together, have your small Discord server where you hang out, explore the games. That's cool as well, but have a clear vision of what you're looking for outside of that idea of you wanting to share the things you love with the world. which is intrinsic, and that will continue, but you need to have also the basics of the objective goals, unless you're super clear somehow that those goals do not affect or interest you in any shape or form. But if that's the case, then all of this is void, because you're driven by something completely different, and you'll drop from it when you also get to a point where the same intrinsic motivation is no longer valid. But for most people, most content creators, the intrinsic motivation is inexplicably linked to objective goals as well. Those need to be clear, unless you want to stay on that slow but continuous and certain path to disappointment. Once disappointment kicks in, you usually drop everything and drop your channel, drop your content, simply stop making anything and fade out like thousands or hundreds of thousands before you. You don't want to do that. Why? Your channel, your presence, whatever it might be, however small it might be, is a brand. And brands are valuable. They are always crucial to any venture. No matter if it's material or intellectual or monetized or free, brands are key. You have a small brand. You build that small brand from nothing, and it gives you some value. Maybe that value is minimal compared to the thing you're looking for, but it's still there. Keep hold of that value. When you set your objectives and your goals, set up a system of you trying to reach those goals in a sustainable manner. So you get 5 subscribers per month. You want to say to yourself, that's not enough, I want more. Say, I want 10 subscribers per month for 6 months. How can I achieve that? Keeping in mind that I have a life, I don't want to stream and create content 12 hours a day, because even if you try that, you'll probably decide to stop at some point thanks to burnout, because you won't become PewDiePie even after 12 hours a day for 7 days a week and months of that process. So don't do that. Find a way to pace yourself, because any brand that survives is a brand that plays the long game. Give yourself time, give yourself space to not create content, but stick to the planning and schedule you create before you set upon that next phase in your content creation, where you have your vision of objective goals. So 10 subscribers per month instead of 5. You say to yourself, for example, I need 1 video more per week to try to get that. I need a clear message at the start asking people to subscribe. I need a few more things, and when you get a plan, create a simple plan, stick to it for the next 6 months or whatever period you decide. Wait for it. See if subscribers are going up. If they are, that's awesome. Then think about the next phase. You want to see 20 subscribers for the next 6 months. If they're not going up, take a moment and create a new plan what you want to do in the same manner, sustainable and something you can support in the long run. Because the point of all of this is to keep hold of that brand, to keep it alive. It will provide you with those objective goals at some point. You just need to stick with it. You need to keep on keeping on, but not in a way that burns you out and makes you want to drop at some point, drop it all, but in a way that you can continue day after day or week after week, month after month, keeping that brand going. Because if you're into this, if you have plans that are longer than simple, I'm gonna make videos and maybe they'll be so awesome, I'm going to become a superstar overnight with little effort, because that's equal amount of hopefulness as you want to have if you want to win a lottery. You need to keep on keeping on. So setting up minimal effort, whatever that minimal effort in your everyday life is, or optimal effort better said, and sticking to it. It's the basics of an idea I wrote a book about that's called Micro Ventures. There's a link in the description below, which basically applies to any kind of do-it-yourself small business you want to build and create and run online, where the most important thing is to have that simple plan, have those goals, and working towards those goals on a constant, diligent, steadfast manner. As time passes, you still keep with the same program. Rain or snow, because you know that at the end there will be some results. Maybe they were small, but then you'll have another cycle and another cycle. All the while you can do other things, you can explore other options, try other stuff, move away from content creation in terms of exploration of the things you want to do, but keep the content creation alive as well. Don't let the things you invested your time and effort just die out because you're disappointed right now. Try to build them up slowly and little by little in a way that's easy to maintain in the long run. If you do that, you're basically applying the whole process of microventures. Again, the book link is in the description below, where you can build something that can provide you with personal satisfaction, most importantly, and then even those objective and material goals if you're looking for them. Growth, more people, more views, more eyeballs, and so forth. I believe that through that diligence and constant effort, that's at the same time completely compatible with your everyday life, you can make great things for you. You won't become a planetary superstar, but you will become something you can appreciate in that segment, for example, of content creation. We're talking about content creation here, where you can say, I have something and I'm satisfied with that thing I have. Somebody's honking the horn outside. Again, another honk of the horn, really cool. That's basically everything I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to staying a content creator. I would love to hear what you think about all of this, and leave a comment if you're watching live. Hopefully you already chatted with me in the chat screen or chat window. Of course, if you watched till the very end, please check out my Patreon page, continue supporting me. There will be a lot more videos like this, and your support of $1 per month would mean the world to me. My name is Ivica. Again, you've been listening to I Am Gaming Podcast. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you did, share it with somebody who's a content creator and who thinks about dropping it off, dropping it all, forgetting about it, because they don't have to. Until the next episode, my name is Ivica. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't. Check out the Patreon page, and I'll see you on the next I Am Gaming Podcast episode. Bye bye.